Welcome back to the Knights of the Sky. So, we are in the first week of our month. This is a short campaign that consists only of 3 months. We're gonna pull our first 3 missions. We're gonna set them up, and then we're gonna choose which 2 of them we want to do during this week. So we have a bomber raid where we need to fly to waypoint and keep our bombers safe, so escort mission. Then we have a patrol on the waypoint 3, and after that we're gonna escort also some scouts. So how is this works is I'm gonna set up everything on the map quickly. We have these tokens here. So our first mission, the bomber raid, is gonna be on the question mark, which means you roll a d10 to see which waypoint. It's a waypoint number 9, so that is number 9 is here. So quite a way to get there. Our second mission, the patrol, is on the, it's already says on the card number 3. So where is the number 3? Here it is. And our last mission is also number 3. Alright, let's actually place it like this. So I probably want to do these 2, which will affect this sector. If I manage to succeed in both of them, I can turn this to the damage sides, and then furthermore, if I manage to succeed another 2, I can remove it completely. So I can focus on this sector here, which means we're not gonna do the bomber raid. It's gonna be discarded, goes to the bottom of the deck. This is how it works. You can only do 2 missions per week. And now I can choose which one I want to do first. So let's see. Scout escort needs 2 people, so me including an NPC. And by the way, you can play this like I can now stay home and just send 2 NPCs and then roll for them and see how they're gonna do. You can completely do this if you wanna. If you don't want to fly the mission, if you just want to send NPCs to see how they're gonna do, you can do that. It's quite simple, and it's actually speed up the game. So if you are sure your NPC is gonna do good, you just send them. But if you want to have an adventure, like if you actually want to be in the war, then you probably want to go with them. So that's 2 people, escort. So Intel says test 6+ on a d10 on each waypoint, and whenever you fail you draw an enemy card. So that could mean lots of enemies. And if we check here, like let's see, depending on the path I choose, so like if I go 1, 2, 3, that's a 3 rolls for the enemies. Only thing I need to do is to get here and survive. Okay, that's all, and the mission will be successful. That's all I have to do. But there is a chance there's gonna be lots of fighting while getting there. And by the way, whenever you have a fight near the enemy airport, you have +1 to the enemy numbers. So that's kind of scary, because if I draw 6 enemies here, it's going to be 7 because the airport is closed, so they have the reinforcements. But I'm actually thinking to do the escort first and then patrol the second. Or no, let's start with the easier one. I'm gonna do the patrol first. So this is gonna stay here. Now this doesn't mean I'm gonna actually be able to do the second mission. Something can happen that, like if I go to hospital and have to skip 3 weeks, this mission is not gonna happen. I'm just gonna have to discard it and place it on the bottom of the deck. So I'm doing the patrol first. So that's 3 people, which means me plus 2 wingmen. And since I'm a rookie, I can't choose my wingmans. I don't have a skill that can give me ability to choose my wingmans. So what I need to do is this. Shuffle And wingmans for my mission right now are also, let me put the hands off, is Jack Burnett, which is ace, that's good, and Montgomery George, which is veteran. I guess I just came for the A base. They're gonna send their best people with me, you know, for me to learn a bit. And I am slow, and my evades are not that good. Also, the problem is stormy weather, so they need to keep track on me, I guess. Alright, so let's start. I need to pick up my fuel and ammo, so 5 ammo and 6 fuel. Alright, 6 fuel and 5 ammo. The beginning of the mission, I can choose to take regular ammo or incendiary ammo. Now regular ammo, it's used against planes and stuff like that, but if you're gonna do some balloon busting or zeppelin attack, you probably want to get some incendiary. Alright, so let me group this. And ammo and fuel, how it works in this game, you can spend a fuel to skip the event. It costs you 1 fuel. Basically you just draw a card, but you don't resolve it. It goes to the bottom of the deck. Also you can spend the fuel to increase either your airspeed or altitude, and that's important because when you get in fight you probably want to get more speed and altitude because of the maneuvers you're gonna do. And ammo is actually used to reroll your attacks, and yeah, you'll see the rest as we go. So let's start flying. And by the way, this is the position where your altitude and speed start. You see these bit shaded spaces. So you always start with altitude number 2, and you actually count from bottom to top. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Same for the airspeed. So basically I'm taking off, my altitude is 2, my airspeed is 3. Alright, so we move to the path in between the 2 waypoints. So here, let's actually, I have 2 points that are pretty close one to each other. So alright, once you move into the white path, we draw 1 event card and resolve it. But I can always choose to spend the fuel and just skip that part, and I'm gonna do that. I don't want any events right now. So we take the card, we still draw a card, but we put it on the bottom. Then we come to the first waypoint. Whenever you enter the waypoint, the first thing you can do is you can spend the fuel to increase either your airspeed or altitude. I'm going to actually spend the fuel and increase my altitude. And then you roll for the endurance. Endurance test is to check will you actually spend additional fuel just getting there. So my endurance is 6+. For these rolls we roll a d10 and a d6. Equal or higher is a pass. If I fail, so everything lower than the 6, I'm gonna lose 1 fuel. So I roll a 7. That's a good, and I don't have any minuses to my endurance, so no additional fuel loss. Alright, let's continue. We go to this part here. Another event card. I can prevent it with my fuel, but I'm actually not going to do that. I'm going to keep some fuel. So let's see. We have alerted enemy. You have been spotted from the ground. An enemy knows your destination. Keep this card. Okay. So your next engagement will have +1 to number of enemies. Then discard this card. Okay, so I need to keep this in mind. Enemy is alerted. As I was flying over the front line, they saw me, they spotted me, and they say, oh, they have they're doing something there on the they patrolling, so let's send some guys. Alright, then I come to the waypoint. Again, I can spend a fuel. I'm actually gonna do that, and I'm gonna increase my airspeed. Actually, I'm gonna increase my altitude, and then I'm gonna check my endurance. Let's hope I'm not gonna lose more fuel. I got an 8, perfectly fine, no fuel loss. Then we go to the next way path here in between these two. Again, I can spend a fuel, but I'm gonna keep it. So let's see what's other event we have. Empty sky, nothing to report. Okay, all fine. Finally, we come to our destination when we're doing the mission number 2. So it says fly and destroy all enemy aircraft you find there. Intel, no special conditions, but there is one special condition. Enemy was alerted, so I'm gonna draw enemy card, and depending on how many enemies I get, I'm gonna get +1. So first of all, this is head-to-head engagement. It's gonna be 4 enemies because of that event card, so I can discard it right now. And Intel, it says at least one enemy from this engagement must be a rank of ace. So we have an ace here. Alright, so how this works is like this. I'm gonna draw 4 enemies, and we can see that the closest airport, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2 is A2. So from the airport A2 we're gonna get 4 enemies. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And now we check. It says at least one enemy from this engagement must be a rank ace, which means I have to discard one of these and put an ace. Well, let's discard this veteran and continue drawing until I found an ace. Here it is. The rest go back to the cup. So these are the enemy planes that are right now in the enemy quay, or how it's called. So we have Joseph Jacobs, an ace. We have 1 veteran and 2 rookies, which are really bad, because the white, if you see a white background number, that gives plus to your rolls. So if you see the black, that's bad for you. The white is good for you. And now it is a head-to-head engagement. It goes like this. Everybody from my flight is gonna check their maneuverability. If you pass the test, you get enemy in your sight. If you fail the test, you get enemy on your tail. And since it is head-to-head, you can actually choose the enemy you're gonna place in your sight or on your tail. So that's good. When you're testing maneuverability for your NPCs, you check your airplane maneuverability, because we all fly the same plane, which is right now air code DH2. So that's an 8+. So let's start with me. I need an A+. Let me check. Oh, it's a stormy. So I have a -2 to this roll. So I roll the 13 -2. That's 11. I still pass. So I'm gonna have the enemy in my sight. And whenever you place an enemy in your sight, it always go to the best position for you. And I can choose which one I want to place. Well, let's go with something easy. I'm gonna take one of these rookies. Alright. Now we're gonna do the same for our NPCs. Jack Barnett is an ace. He doesn't have a -2 to maneuverability, because this only affects me. Actually, you see, Wingman only affects their away test. So he needs 8+. Alright, he got a 7, so he didn't pass. He's gonna get the guy on his tail. Well, let's put the rookie on his tail for now. And lastly, this veteran is also need to test maneuverability. That's a 9. He passed. I guess he's gonna take a veteran on his sight, while the A is gonna be left in the quay. He's flying around, you know, observing what's happening, And since we only have one enemy in the quay, we don't have any additional minus to hits on evade, because the more enemies you have flying around, buzzing around, the more problematic is for you to hit other enemies, because you know they are getting into your shot, trying to shoot you. You have to avoid them too, and so on and so on. So for now this is good. Now we only could choose our targets because it was head to head. Normally, like if it was an ambush, we can't choose a target. You just get a random enemy, and that's a problematic thing. Alright. So I'm gonna actually stop here. I don't want these videos to be too long, but as you can see, mission is progressing. We're gonna have a fight next video, and you're gonna see how the fight works. So thank you for watching for now, and see you in the next video.